Imagine being the grandson of a legendary college figure. Now imagine that not only are you the great-grandson of a legendary figure, but that legendary figure is Paul William Bear Bryant, and you play quarterback at the University of Alabama. That is exactly what Paul Tyson has to deal with. But who is Paul Tyson? In the Who Is series, we go through the backstories of up-and-coming collegiate and pro athletes. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, as well as letting me know who you want to see in future episodes. Paul Tyson grew up in Trussville, Alabama, and comes from a legendary family tree. Tyson's great-grandfather is the legendary coach Paul William Bryant, aka Bear Bryant. Tyson never got to meet his great-grandfather, but every Saturday growing up, he got to hear his voice at every Alabama home game. Every time the legendary coach's voice rang throughout the stadium, Mark Tyson, Paul's father, would say, "That's Papa." According to Bleacher Report, Mark is Bryant's only grandson. Paul started attending football games at Bryant-Denny Stadium when he was 4 years old. Saturday at Bryant-Denny were always special to the family, with Mark telling Bleacher Report, "It was just kind of a way of life for us, going to football games. It's something our family has always done together, and it's comforting for me to go to the games. They have pictures of my grandfather, and you could hear his voice. It keeps his memory alive. It's almost like he's not gone." Paul became a legend at Bryant-Denny, not just because of his family tree, but for always showing up in the Jumbotron due to his family's season tickets being right in front of a cameraman's stand. Most of the time, fans let the family enjoy the game and don't really bother them, but Paul shared a great memory from when he was 9 years old. It was November 2009, and Alabama was down 15-13 against number 9 LSU. At the start of the fourth quarter, an older man who knew who the Tyson family was bent over and kissed Paul on top of the head. Weird, I know, but what happened next was legendary. A few moments later, Julio Jones caught a screen pass and took it in for 6, and Alabama never let up the lead the rest of the game. The following season, the family was at the Alabama-LSU game at Death Valley, and Paul became teary-eyed when LSU won the game, and some LSU fans started to heckle him a little bit. In 2014, Paul met Lee Corso and the game day crew when Alabama took on number 1 Mississippi State in Tuscaloosa. Growing up, Paul Tyson showed he was born to be an athlete and was also raised like one too. His father played catch with him from the crib. There was a batting cage at his childhood home and a basketball hoop with a painted three-point line. Mark coached Paul in football, baseball, and basketball until 6th grade, and in middle school, Paul played shortstop in baseball and quarterback in football. Growing up, although he was surrounded by Alabama memorabilia, Paul actually preferred his pro gear, with his favorite being his Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers jerseys. Tyson actually wore 17 in high school because of Phillip Rivers. Tyson started his high school football career at Mountain Brook High School. According to 24/7 Sports, during his sophomore year, Tyson threw for 1,110 yards and 9 touchdowns. During his junior year, Paul transferred to Hewitt-Trussville when his family moved closer to his father's work. When Paul first got to Hewitt-Trussville, Josh Floyd, the high school football coach, told Bleacher Report, "I could tell he was a big kid just by looking at him. But then when he started throwing the ball around, you could see what type of talent he is. He has a big-time arm. He can make every type of throw you need to make. It's going to be fun to call plays for him." At first, Floyd didn't know Paul's family history, saying, "It's been so fun to hear some stories about Bear, but you would never know anything unless you directly asked Paul about it. He's a pretty humble kid." Tyson made his first career varsity start against Callaway, throwing for 285 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 65-28 win. Tyson did not care about his performance and is a team-centric guy, telling Bleacher Report, "Really, I'm just trying to do what's best for our team. We're trying to win a state championship. I don't worry about any of that other stuff." During his junior season, Tyson threw for 3,392 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, while rushing for 3 touchdowns. Hewitt-Trussville finished the season 11-1 and lost in the second round of the playoffs to Hoover. During this time period, Tyson stopped playing baseball to strictly focus on football. As a senior, Tyson threw for 3,193 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, while also rushing for 4 touchdowns on the ground. Tyson was named second-team All-State. Tyson's team finished 8-4 according to Max Prep and lost in the second round of the playoffs. Tyson finished his varsity career going 19-5 as a starter, throwing for 6,500 yards, 69 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions for the Huskies. According to 24/7 Sports Composite, Paul Tyson was a 4-star recruit who was the 12th best pro-style quarterback, 12th best player in Alabama, and 321st best player nationally. Tyson had over 18 different Division I offers from the likes of Alabama, Arkansas, Duke, Michigan, Notre Dame, and Wisconsin. To many, it may have seemed like a foregone conclusion that Tyson was going to commit to Alabama, but according to his family, that was not the case. The family told Bleacher Report that they were hitting the road to visit different schools. Paul told Bleacher Report during his junior season when asked about playing at Alabama, "It would definitely be awesome to play there. I've watched so many games there, and playing on the same field would be really cool, but no one has put any pressure on me to play there. I want to go to the best place for me. I want to be somewhere where I could win a national championship and where I'm the school's #1 guy." Tyson ended up choosing to attend Alabama, choosing the Tide over Arkansas, Duke, and Kentucky. Tyson chose Alabama because it felt like home, writing in his Twitter commitment post, "I felt that same calling that my great-grandfather had when he was asked to come home. Alabama is home, and that's where I want to spend my college career." Paul Tyson will be competing against Bryce Young and Jalen Milroe for the starting quarterback job in 2021. All three will be freshmen or redshirt freshmen due to frozen eligibility during the 2020 season. Throughout his career, Paul Tyson has only appeared in one game and did not record any stats against Western Carolina. Tyson did not see any playing time during 2020, and the reason for that may be because of the 2020 SEC-only schedule, especially because not a lot of freshmen on the offensive side got a lot of playing time, according to Bama Insider. With the new offensive coordinator at Alabama, there will be a quarterback battle, and there are two camps around the 2020 starting quarterback job. Some sources believe the job is Bryce Young's to lose and that it is Young's team. There is also another camp of people that believe Tyson will beat out Young for the job. Whatever happens, it should be exciting to watch over the next few months for fans. Tyson is 6'5" and 228 pounds. He has a laser of an arm, is accurate, and like all quarterbacks in the Alabama quarterback room, has high intellect. If Tyson does lose the starting quarterback job, I don't believe he will transfer. The reason for this belief is he still has 4 years of eligibility left and due to his family roots with the school. Who do you think will be Alabama's starting quarterback next season? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos in the Who Is series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, remember to embrace the grind.